These look like this. We got 7 of them this week, fellas, the most we've had. How about Declan Rohr and the performance that he had, torching a Tigers defense that have been consistently good all season long. 4 total tutties for him, and pretty darn flawless through the air, too.
And they're going to need him again this weekend. That Norwalk team is a good team coming down there. They're going to need all these guys to play at a high level if they're going to move on here to the, 3rd round, I guess? Now, 4th round.
Mm-hmm. How much of a difference, Eric? You've had some good quarterbacks in the past. A really good one does it make when you got your senior guy slinging it like this?
Oh, absolutely. Swinging it with confidence because now your receivers are running the routes a little bit harder. Everybody realizes I'm not just running off because the ball can potentially come to me. And when you're QB in Ashland's offense, you are the BMOC.
Speaking of that, Brady Tetro has been doing absolutely everything for Clear Fork this season. Once they started figuring out how to properly use him, where they move him all around, under center sometimes, he'll do some wildcat stuff, they'll hand it off to him, he'll line up at wide receiver. Brady Tetro's everywhere on the field. You have to account for him at all times, and he has been making the most of his senior year.
It kind of reminds me how Kentucky last year used the young man. He's in the NFL now. Doggone, he's from Warren. I can't remember what his last name is. But anyways, this is how they used him. He would throw it sometimes. He would run it sometimes. But he was the best athlete, so they're putting him underneath center. That's how they're using him. And I agree with you, Brian. They're using him the right way.
Jacob Evorsole, you already saw the highlights that he had. He was flawless, man. Every time he touched the ball, he got into the end zone, Kurt. He was a big, strong kid. He was a great defensive player as well. But on offense, he really helped seal the deal against the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely. They would line him up as a wildcat quarterback a little bit when they wanted to run it. And he was a very talented receiver. At that long touchdown pass, I mean, he just outran some very athletic Ontario defenders. So, if they're going to have some success going forward, it's going to be largely because of him.
And on this 4th down play right here, that 35-yarder where he got into the end zone, I thought that was kind of the tipping point of the game where Kenton was able to build a big lead. Ontario couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, I think it was a 4th and 14 play, if memory serves. And, if you're Ontario, that's a backbreaker. You're so close to getting off the field right there, and then it swings completely the other way.
Derek Lonsway, amazing game in all facets right here. Almost 100 yards rushing, but I like just the 3 incompletions, almost 200 passing yards, and the passing score. He was pretty dynamite against a solid Crestview defense.
Yeah, extremely efficient. And Brian, what you're seeing here, we're looking at most of your top players. A lot of them are coming from the quarterback position, and they're running the football as well. And when you have a quarterback that can run, that allows you to win the numbers games because I can get an extra blocker in there as well. So when you're putting these kind of athletes at these schools at quarterback, it gives these defensive coordinators an absolute headache.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. You see that he moves the pocket. He throws a really nice deep ball. And when he does get loose on the perimeter, he's able to shake, bake, rattle, roll, make things happen for that Carey offense. How about a freshman making the list here? Colda Lotter, 23 carries, almost 150 yards, and had a big rushing touchdown for East Knox. He had some big shoes to fill when their senior running back went out for the season. I don't know that they knew that this kid would be able to fill in, step in the shoes as well as he has.
Yeah, I mean, again, freshmen, they don't realize that maybe they're not supposed to be making these kind of plays this deep into the postseason. It's something to watch him and the gentleman from Loudonville doing the exact same thing.
So the Bulldogs would be a big 20-6 winner over Toronto, moving on in the postseason. And number 12 right there was a big reason why he's a nominee this week. Still 2 more nominees on the way, including Tate Geyser of Dalton. Kurt, you saw this dude in person. 3 rushing touchdowns. He accounted for every single point in the game, so he was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dalton, I think, eventually they just kind of wore down Plymouth, I think, in the second half, and they just kept feeding Tate Geyser. And, the Wayne County Athletic League is known for its toughness, I guess, and I think that eventually it just kind of got the better of a very good Plymouth team. And that, Plymouth was never out of that game. It was close until, even deep into the 4th quarter when Geiser scored his 3rd touchdown. So, he was the real deal.
Final nominee is Kaden Kalepi. Video game-like numbers, 4 total touchdowns, over 120 through the air. And when he was getting into the backfield and getting the carries, he was a big difference maker. This kid did everything for them.
Yeah, he's obviously quicker than two cats. Look at him. I mean, he's very elusive. Wearing the old Archie Griffin 45 there as well, rocking it out. And they're going to need him to play just like this week coming up, or they may not be able to survive in advance. So this young man needs to carry this momentum forward to get another W.
Yeah, getting into the end zone 4 times, helping carry them past Cardington-Lincoln. Colopy, a flat-out standout for Danville, has been all season, and that's why he is a nominee for our Friday Night Phenom.
Can we just fast forward and see if Danville and East Knox can play another game?
Yeah.
That was a 7-6 game the first time. I think that I don't think anyone would be brokenhearted to see that matchup someplace down the road.
Yeah, that was an awesome game. I was there. Awesome environment, and I definitely sign up to see it again. Get your vote heard online and let us know who you think should win.